All right, the show started. Today, I think I was gonna do like video games or comics or something, but honestly, I pretty much forgot. So I decided some of the stuff that everybody's been talking about out in the media, we're just gonna bring it all up here. So the title of this show is Trailers, Sequels, and Butthurt. Um, Now, even though Butthurt is the last one, let's bring that one up first because that one's the most entertaining, real quick. So, if anybody has been paying attention, Charlie's Angels came out last Friday and it did shit at the box office. With a $75 million budget, that's probably not including its marketing, which I don't think the marketing was that great, but then again, I have Hulu and Netflix and all that stuff, and I don't really see a lot of marketing anymore, which that'll go into a little bit later. US opening, it made less than $10 million, and with the worldwide thing, added another 21.3, so it only got up to about 31 million. That's not good. And Elizabeth Banks, who directed the film, basically said that men skew it. She's starting to make some really like stupid remarks that are not well thought out. And basically it's like what my one of my old managers said, she's just butthurt. Because she's not even looking at the facts anymore. Because then you go into old, like the past year or two, the movies. We had Wonder Woman, we had Captain Marvel, both movies. Well, Wonder Woman got close to $1 billion. Of course, Captain Marvel went above $1 million. So female-led movies are still making money. What she's not taking into account is this year it's been doing really, really bad in box office stuff. Just pulling up. Plus, this is one thing that I don't really get all that much because a lot of people say that that nowadays like movie stars don't really do anything. But look at this poster. You see Patrick Stewart in there, which I didn't know he was in the movie. Like I said, I did not see this marketing whatsoever. You got Kristen Stewart, who a lot of people don't seem to like all that much. I actually like Kristen Stewart. And then you have Naomi Scott, which I guess you could say should have been a huge draw because of the semi success. Critically, it was a success in Power Rangers, where she played Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, which she did a phenomenal job. I absolutely loved that movie. And then, she just came off playing Princess Jasmine in the live action Aladdin. And while there are some mixed reviews on that, she's been doing some really cool projects. And then I have no clue who the other girl is. I don't even know the name, really, to tell you the truth. To look it up, let's see. The other girl is Ella. Wow, I cannot pronounce that last name. But again, I don't know who it is. So I watch a lot of programs, all that kind of stuff. If I don't know who it is, the common audience does not know who it is. So, I do think you have to have a good product, but you also have to have some bankable stars in it. And Elizabeth Banks is not a bankable star. I'm sorry, Elizabeth, but you're not. I like you. I like you in different stuff that you've done, but you're not a bankable star. Naomi Scott is not a bankable star yet. Kristen Stewart gets a lot of hate out there. So, you know, to each its own. But then another thing that she's not taking into account, which a lot of media outlets are actually talking about this, is that this time last year, ticket sales were so much higher, like seriously higher. So it's like you got to take all that into account. You can't just sit there and say, "Oh, it's because not enough men wanted to go see that." Have you taken a world uh, population into account? There are two women for every man. So if you're trying to blame it on men skewing it, then it still should have made a shit ton of money because there are more women out there than men. Now, from what I've heard, and I actually do want to see this movie, I just can't really do that right now. But from what I've heard, it's not a bad movie. So I definitely hope that more people go check it out. Unfortunately, due to the fact that in opening weekend, it's not even half of what the budget is, you're probably not going to make your money back. And I feel kind of bad for that, especially if it is actually a good story. But, to each its own. But to come out in the media and start saying these idiotic, not thought out things, it's like you're kind of fucking with your own career here, girl. I mean, we've seen it in the past few years with Tyrese in the freaking Fast and the Furious. He's seriously butthurt that he wasn't in Hobbs and Shaw. And then all of a sudden it was a success. And he goes, oh, you're coming back to the family? Yeah, you're coming. Okay, you did great. Whatever. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're messing with yourself, but nobody really gives a shit because you're not doing anything with your life. So for Elizabeth Banks to get butthurt, it's like, you really need to not just take it all in stride, wait it out, and don't immediately start jumping at people. Because if you're going to jump at people, you're going to get a lot of bad will towards you. So, moving from butthurt, which is something a lot of people keep claiming I was, we're moving into the announcement, which I don't even think it was fully announced. I think it got asked in a press junket, and every time it gets asked, everybody's like, oh my God, Joker's getting a sequel, which it's a billion-dollar movie, so yeah, it's probably going to get a sequel. If you have not seen my crappy review, it's one of my first videos. It's actually my first video on here, but I went in depth, even though I was kind of on my sleeping pills, and at the end I was almost falling asleep. And I was spacing out. It was so funny. I actually watched it back. But everybody will know I do not like the movie. I thought it was so shitty. Everything that people keep saying about it, I sat there with that and I'm like, what did you see that I didn't? But I'm not really going to go into that. I'd like to, but we'd be here for another 2 hours. So as I'm watching all my programs, I watch Collider Live, I watch the SEN Network, Schmoes Entertainment Network with Christian Harloff, and I just randomly go through YouTube and watch videos. Every time the subject of Joker 2 comes up, they all say this one thing. Okay, you've now established Joker. Now let's see him go against Batman. Let's see him go against Batman. One of the things that I was kind of always saying is the fact that, why are you doing a movie? Joker doesn't have Batman. It's weird, all that kind of stuff. And everybody just beat me down. Oh, Joker doesn't need Batman. Joker doesn't need Batman. And now, because there's a sequel that's been sort of announced, at least the thought process out there, now the first thing you guys say is, we want Batman in it. For those of you that have not seen the movie, Batman is in it. He is played by a 10-year-old boy in the movie. Now, let's bring this up because nobody's going to really think about it. There's Joaquin Phoenix's age. Joaquin Phoenix, at this day and age, is 45 years old. Now, we have a movie coming out with a Batman. But, just so people don't think I'm making shit up, here's the boy that played Bruce Wayne in the movie. It states that his age is 10 years old. Huh. It almost lines up with the Batman mythos, which typically has Bruce Wayne's parents dying, which, by the way, spoiler alert, the movie fucking ended first, fuck it. It made over $1 billion. You saw it. But it ended the exact way I was like, please don't let this movie end with Bruce's parents dying at the end. And that's exactly what happened. So I freaking called every step of this movie. So it's just, shit. But now you go to that. Joaquin Phoenix, 45 years old. This boy, 10 years old. Now, to bring them together, in the comic books, typically, when Bruce Wayne finally has enough training that he puts on the cowl for the first time, because he doesn't wear just the ski mask to face Joker or any of his other rogues gallery. When he's wearing a possible ski mask, when he's kind of finding his footing, he's just fighting low-level criminals. So when he puts on the cowl, typically, he's around 30 to 35 years old, which actually, if you go through the history of Batman, it makes no sense, because you basically have to, at 30 years old, then he adopts Dick Grayson at like when Dick Grayson's like 12. Then Dick Grayson's in college by the time he becomes Nightwing. You go through Jason Todd and Tim Drake, sometimes before Nightwing, but right around the time Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing. Barbara Gordon has to grow up, possibly have sex with Batman, because that's a subplot in some of the stories. And all this kind of stuff had happened. It's like, what, did this all happen within 5 years of each other? I mean, think about it. If Batman is only 2 years in, which I'm sure in Gotham, with everything that's go down, 2 years, he probably fought a lot of people, and he's probably fought the Joker like 10, 12 times. I mean, Arkham has a revolving door. We all know this. But that's a long freaking time. But anyway, so now I've gone through it. Joaquin Phoenix is 45. This kid is 10 years old. Let me highlight that for you so you can see this kid is 10 years old. Something that has come into a lot of conflict when I'm talking about this shit with my friends. They're like, oh, no, man, he's like 12 or 13. What movie did you see? I have a 10-year-old. She looks to be about 4 years older than this kid. I'm just saying. So it's like, for you to sit there, oh, he's 12 or 13. No, he's not. He's in no way 12 or 13. What are you fucking smoking? But now we got the Matt Reeves Batman coming out with the guy from Twilight. I keep forgetting his name, Robert Pattinson. Let's look up his age. Oh my God, I have it pulled up already. 33 years old. That is how old he is. He's a year older than I am. So you're telling me 10-year-old going up to the 33-year-old. That's 23 years. Now, can anybody do the math real quickly on Joaquin Phoenix, who is, again, 45 years old, going against Robert Pattinson's Batman? 23 years. That makes him 68 years old. 68 years old. Nobody wants to see a geriatric freaking Joker face the Batman. And then, in what world do you think that that Joker could ever face Batman? He is reactionary. He is weak. He is stupid. He brings nothing to the table. His followers, they're doing whatever they want. He's not saying, hey, do this. No, he's reactionary to stuff, and people are like, oh, he did this because of this. So, we got to do the same thing. Yeah, we're going to revolt. Joker's not, in this movie, this Joker, Arthur Fleck, is not leading anybody. And once he actually gets into a crowd of gang members, because Joker is fully in gangs, he would not last unless he's a fake figurehead. So now we took Joker, and now he's a fake figurehead. Now he's not even the real Joker, because, oh, wait, I think in all the promotional shit leading up to this movie, everybody said this is not the Joker. And then anytime I ever picked it up, they're like, oh, well, it doesn't have to follow the comics. But for the sequel, you want it to? You want this guy to all of a sudden go from this sickly piece of garbage human being that is not really doing anything. He's just reacting to stupidity, now all of a sudden he's going to be the crime boss. He's going to get a little bit bigger. He's going to be able to outsmart the Batman. What are you smoking? Like, seriously. You don't understand what the fuck the Joker is. And this movie did not know what the fuck the Joker was. He is not the Joker. So forget him ever going against Batman, because if he went even against the weakest Batman, he would get his ass handed to him. And according to the age process, Batman would kill him if he punched him in the face. The immense strength that Batman has to endure, because Batman is at the peak of human perfection. That is what he is supposed to be. He is trained every single inch of his body to be a weapon. He is trained to endure pain. He is trained to master fucking like 30 some different martial arts. And you're saying that this guy, this Arthur Fleck piece of shit, I could beat his ass. Take the gun away from him, I'll go beat his ass. He was sickly, he was malnourished, and again, he was a fucking idiot. He really was. And again, he was actually suffering from a psychological disorder, which, if you go into the comic books, psychologists have actually looked at and studied Joker and found out that he is not suffering from any psychological disorder. He is actually hyper sane, which means not only does he know everything that he's doing, he knows it's wrong and he chooses to do that. In this movie, Joker did not choose to do it because with any morals. He didn't care if it was right or wrong, because everything he did was reactionary. He didn't sit there and really think anything out. And every time I see a video where they sit there and try to break down his thought process, I'm like, what fucking thought process? He shot some people that were attacking him. He killed a guy that got him fired. He killed his fake girlfriend when he realized he doesn't have a girlfriend. He killed his mother when he finds out she was lying to him and that she beat the living shit out of him, which is a cause for his psychological disorder. And then he killed a freaking TV show host because that TV show host made fun of him, which is exactly why he watched that TV show host. There's no methodical, there's no intelligence behind anything. He is nothing but a piece of shit. And you're expecting this guy to be Batman. No. Fuck you. Fuck that. If they make a sequel and if they put the Batman in it, holy fucking shit, it's not going to make any lick of sense. And if you can't see that, I said that and I literally thought of that, but I'm not going to do the John Cena thing. But if you can't see that, then obviously you have no idea who Batman is, and you have no idea who the Joker is. Because you watched a movie and said, that is the Joker. In fact, I was on my buddy's show, Robert Storm, which you can find him on YouTube. And this one guy on the stream claimed that, oh, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is the early stages of the Heath Ledger Joker. Huh? First of all, at the time of Heath Ledger's death, he was way younger than Joaquin Phoenix. Second, they did not act the same. They did not do anything the same. Heath Ledger was actually the Joker. He was actually psychotic. He was actually making every decision. I mean, you want to talk about an intelligent villain. And honestly, The Dark Knight, while everybody has said this from time to time, Heath Ledger won Best Supporting Actor. But here's some cold hard facts. He's not the best supporting actor. He's not a supporting actor in The Dark Knight. He is front and center on almost every promotional art that you could possibly have. I could walk behind my camera and go grab the disc, which or the DVD, I think. I didn't have a Blu-ray at the time. And you see the Joker on the front of it. He is a lead actor. Dark Knight has 2 lead actors. So you saw him, you saw into his mind, you saw the insane intelligence. He outsmarts Batman the entire movie, all the way up till the end, and then the one thing he did not plan for, he thought they were going to blow each other up. And when it didn't happen, it actually sent a shock to his system. And in a moment where he blinked, Batman took advantage of it. And that's how Batman captured him. So again, you're saying that that's the same guy? No, not in any way, shape, or form is that ever going to be the same guy. But it made $1 billion. Do a sequel. I'd much rather than, if they want to get Todd McFarlane? No, I don't know. Whoever directed it, Todd Phillips. There we go. Why did I say McFarlane? That's Spawn and Venom creator, I think. But if they want to get Todd Phillips to do another movie for DC, take another villain. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing another villain. I would love to see like an actual origin story for an actual villain. That would be nice. That would be a nice change of pace. But I highly recommend Victor Freeze. You know, dude, Dr. Freeze. He has actually a really heartwarming story that ends in tragedy. And I would honestly, I think you could do the entire movie where it's just showing him trying so hard to, you know, help his wife. And then all of a sudden at the end, explosions, all that kind of stuff. And then you go out and you think that Victor Freeze is dead. And then all of a sudden he comes out as, you know, the Mr. Freeze that we all know and love. And I'm not talking about the Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze. Because I don't really have too many segues, because again, I'm just kind of starting out this. Now I want to go into the trailers this week. Now, one of them I know full on came out this week, which is the final trailer for Star Wars Episode 9. This is actually really, really cool. I quite enjoyed this. And what's the most interesting, I still have no idea what they're really doing. I don't know what the story is going to be. We know Palpatine's back. We know that there's a dark ray in it. We know that there's going to be fights, but we don't know exactly what they're going after, why they're going after it, and what is going on. And I gotta say, I love their marketing. And besides just like, I mean, that right there, him coming out of that water and you see kind of the steam coming off the lightsaber as it hits, it's amazing. Now, one thing that we did get in this trailer that kind of mimics, I don't know if it was was it the last trailer? I think this is the 4th trailer. So either the 2nd or 3rd trailer was the first notion that we had Palpatine in it, where all of a sudden you heard his laugh. At the end of this trailer, you hear another iconic sound bite, which is Vader's breathing. Now, what I found very interesting about this is, if I can get right to the point that it was doing it, which... No. Might as well just wait for it, I guess. But when they actually get to this point, you hear Vader's breath. And when you're hearing that, they show a close-up of Kylo Ren, which it should actually be coming up in a minute, and his eyes start to glow that yellow. The same yellow that we saw at the end of Revenge of the Sith. But I pulled up the right one. This might not even be the right trailer. But the same one that we saw at the end of Revenge of the Sith, where when he fully embraces the evil. So this is going to be quite interesting to see if they actually still find it funny that it didn't actually play the part that I'm thinking, so I actually picked the wrong trailer. But to kind of see what happens. Oh yeah, there it is. 15 hours ago. That's why. And I'm going to pull it down because... Oh, there we go. No. Commercial. We ain't playing commercials on here. But so that might be a very interesting tease because a lot of people are saying that Kylo is going to be redeemed, which then the other half of the Star Wars fandom says that he killed Han Solo, he killed his father, there's no way he can be redeemed. And so, like I said, that's going to be quite an interesting thing, especially with that tease. But then again, like I said, it might just be a tease at the end. It might be just there. It might be trying to fool you. But let's see if I can pull it up real quick. This is definitely it, but gotta find... That's weird. Anyway. But yeah, so I am really looking forward to this movie. And so all these trailers really not giving me much as far as the story is actually a real breath of fresh air because, as most people know, they typically give you the entire movie, usually in the trailers. And with this one, you don't. This one, you're kind of going in semi-blind. You know you're going to get some lightsaber fights. You know you're going to get a conclusion. You know you're going to get some of these characters back. Oh, the other thing that, when his eyes are turning yellow, they actually do put Vader's voice in there. So, and I'm not sure if it's because I'm not extreme Star Wars fan, so I can't go, oh, wait, nope, that was him from this episode. No, I don't know that. So it could be fun. The other trailer that came out, which I was actually surprised that this came out, I don't know why I was surprised, was we have the Black Widow teaser trailer, which this movie has so much intrigue behind it that I'm not really knowing what to make of it yet. I don't know if it'll, skew, because of course men don't like female-led action movies, because Scarlett Johansson's Lucy proved that. It made so much money, but it could have made more if it starred a man. I'm just saying, Elizabeth Banks, I got it. By the way, I'm just making fun. Calm the fuck down. But it's got a lot of the visuals from the Age of Ultron scene where they kind of go into her head, when you kind of get to figure out a little bit more of Natasha Romanoff. So this is actually a good trend, because you're also seeing it has a very different feel than any other thing, which Marvel has been doing really well with that. I mean, look at Cap 2, The Winter Soldier. Like, that was espionage to the max. Actually, if you go through that freighter scene, that's the opening to Metal Gear Solid 2. But again, you don't know exactly what's going on. Why is this happening? What is going to happen with all this? Now, the other thing that they didn't show, but this is only a teaser trailer, is you have the girl, which I don't remember her name, but she was in Fighting with My Family. I think it's over here. Yep. Florence, I'm not going to pronounce your last name, but it's weird. So you got Florence from Fighting with My Family, by the way. Great movie. Check it out. I love it. Really love this movie. As I was putting it up there, I just saw the director's cut. I'm like, director's cut? I've been watching it on digital, actually, so now I might want to watch that again just to watch the director's cut. But she's going to be actually in it, and she's going to be, I believe they said she's going to be playing her sister, so she's actually going to be playing Black Widow. This might be the way that we get this character moving forward. I love I left that on too long. Actually, I forgot to turn the replay off. So this might be the way we're gonna get Black Widow moving forward. As you know, as if you know the comics, you know that there were multiple Black Widows. Natasha Romanoff being the most famous of the Black Widows, and we got a nod to another Black Widow when she dyed her hair blonde, because there was a blonde Black Widow. I don't know the name. I didn't do that much research because I just wanted to break it down a little bit. But I mean, it might be interesting because we definitely need to assemble a new team of Avengers, because the old team is kind of dead. Spoilers, again, it made freaking billions upon billions of dollars. If you don't know the ending, how the hell do you not know by now? But it's like, you don't have Iron Man, you don't have Cap, you don't have Natasha. So it's time to bring in some new blood. You got to get the human characters because they are the ones that are going to keep you kind of grounded in this reality. So putting a new Black Widow, a new super spy, basically, which, by the way, in the comics, she's not just a normal person. She's actually a Russian super soldier, and she's actually about as old as Cap. She really is. She's near 100 years old. She did what they did with Bucky. They kind of cryo-froze her, but like I said, she's a super soldier. So her age was slowed down anyway. And she has moderate strength and everything. It was just not as great as a serum as what they gave Cap, because it was a very different thing. So those are the trailers. I don't know. I'll have to check because I'm actually so interested in that. I want to see the Bucky Falcon one. By the way, I did want to bring this up because I just kind of said it. If you remember in Cap 1, why was he chosen? Because the serum makes a bad man worse, and it makes a good man better. Again, Steve was this normal guy, and he was chosen because he is just a good man. He was going to jump across the grenade to save his friends. He would not let Bucky and everybody else get captured behind enemy lines. And if you watch the entire history of Cap and Falcon, Cap refers to him several times as he is a good man, foreshadowing the fact that he was going to get the shield. And ultimately, if you look at the end, Cap discussed it with Bucky. If you don't think for a second that Bucky didn't know what was going on, think about it. When Cap goes back in time that last time, Falcon's freaking out, going, get him back, get him back, get him back. And what does Bucky do? Puts his hands in his coat, turns, starts walking, sees that Cap did show up there. He knew Cap was going to show up. He probably didn't know he was going to show up right then and there. And what do you do? Sam, go up and talk to him. Because Bucky didn't need to. Bucky knew everything that was going on. And then I always love, oh, well, how did Cap get a new shield? Or actually, no. Cap gave him his shield. His shield was busted. That was a brand new shield. He probably commissioned it while the whole battle was going on or something. Either way, it all made sense. Falcon is a good man. Bucky, they've said it several times, he's still brainwashed. That's not gone away. He was in seclusion in Wakanda, and so all of that hasn't really gone away. He wouldn't trust himself. So why would he want to be Captain America? He knows he's not Captain America. So either way, I do think Falcon was the logical choice. So I can't wait to see that. Anyway, I'm going to end this video. What's tomorrow? Thursday. So I'm going to actually, tomorrow, I'm really excited. I got an interview tomorrow. I got an interview at noon. So I'm going to have to take my sleeping pills soon. But I got an interview tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I'm going to go over some of my collection. I'm going to kind of show you different stuff that I have. I'm going to make it a general show tomorrow. So going through different items, as you can see, a shit ton of them behind me already. And I'm also going to kind of show you how I display them, if I have any prices. Also, especially if I go with artwork, if I have the links, I will give you the links so that you can buy this artwork yourself. Um, and just kind of go over all that kind of stuff, my own version of Collector's Corner. And then Friday, I'm just going to do a generalized show. I'm going to be trying to do all my shows at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as that's when everybody in my house goes to bed. So I kind of won't get interrupted. That's why I do them so late. But as for that, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, anything you want. You want to tell me bad stuff, good stuff, other stuff you would like me to cover, whatever you want to do, put it down below. As always, I have my links in the description. Like I said, I have an interview tomorrow, but I'm still not in that great of a way. So if you would like to donate to my daughter's black belt, there's a link in that description. If you would like to donate to me owning my own place, that link's in the description. I have my Amazon wish list to help with the show. On the right is another wish list if you'd like to help me add to my collection. And then I also have, I put my Loot Crate link where you can save $5 and get your own Loot Crate, which I think I'll be getting another one in the mail soon, so I might do a little unboxing on that one. But since it's a WWE Slamcrate, I'll probably do that on the next Tuesday, because I think what I'm going to do going forward is wrestling's going to be on Tuesdays, mainly because you got Friday Night SmackDown, AEW, and NXT, which I probably won't be talking about much, and then you got Monday Night Raw, so Tuesday's kind of logical in that. Mondays we're going to be doing movies, which, if you don't know, that's when DVDs come out. That's when the movies come out on DVD and Blu-ray. I used to work at Hollywood Video. That's actually the day they would come out. And then I can also cover, if I do make some money, I can start watching some movies. I'll be able to cover weekend box office and all that on Mondays. Still don't know what I'm going to be doing on Wednesdays, so stay tuned for that. Again, I'm still learning, so like I said, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Anyway, I'm out. See you later.